more about the abs than acting for Hollywood leading men? Okay, so this is the topic that was brought up in the Men's Journal, and they actually featured a really interesting piece by author Logan Hill, and he talked about the very fact that men now more than ever are just as objectified as women in TV, in film. In fact, he writes in the piece, quote, "For much of Hollywood history, only women's bodies were objectified to such absurd degrees. Now objectification makes no gender distinctions. Male actors' bare asses are more likely to be shot in sex scenes. Their vacation guts and poolside man boobs are as likely to command a sneering full-page photo in a celebrity weekly's worst bodies feature or go viral as a source of web ridicule. And a sharply defined inguinal crease, is that what it's called?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, inguinal crease?
What is it?
Inguinal, the sex
I'll
muscles.
tell you,
Brad Pitt
inguinal?
sex muscles. Brad Pitt sex,
Oh, no,
sex.
Okay,
Brad
it's
Pitt
the twin.
Fight Club
He
workout
describes
abs.
it. He describes it as the twin ligaments hovering above the hips that point towards a man's junk. We know what you're talking about, Logan. Yes, we
yeah.
do.
That Fight Club photo of Brad Pitt.
Yes, the
That's it.
Fight Club photo of Brad Pitt, and that is as coveted as some double D cleave. He also brought up a really interesting point about because there's such a trend with comic book franchises, and a lot of actors, even serious actors, want to be in them because of the bankability factor, and it opens up more doors for them to have like Oscar coveted award-winning roles. So even serious actors feel like they have to be in shape so they can cash in on this trend. Thoughts, 5 words or less?
I love ab flab.
Do you even act, bro?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absa-friggin-lutely.
Yeah. Putting the wood in Hollywood.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
I don't understand.
You
It
know
used to
what
be Hollywood
I mean,
Land.
right, boys? You know what I mean. So when you guys are watching films, do you guys focus on the abs and the chiseled bodies? Or are you more intrigued by their performances and their chops?
Depends on how good the movie is. For instance, the latest Superman that came out, I don't remember anything about that movie except for Henry Cavill's body.
Yes,
That's
girl,
all I
agree.
remember. Because the
Depends on
movie was so shitty that I
agree.
had to zone in on something.
He had so many back muscles, they were making their way to the front of him.
Yes.
Like, he was just like,
So good, so good. Al, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not really into the muscly kind of guys.
Neither am
You
I.
guys
I
have
like
met
more
my-
scrawny.
Yeah, I like the scrawny
Me
guys.
too.
So I don't really look at the muscles that
Yeah,
much.
Dane DeHaan, you guys know who that is? I'm
Yeah,
obsessed
I
with
love it. I love
Why
it.
is he so hot? He plays Ryan Gosling's son in A Place Beyond the Pines, and now he's going to be in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and he's scrawny, but there's something so f***ing sexy about him. I prefer that over some ab dude. But I get it. Like when I see Channing Tatum with his shirt off or Zac Efron recently, I'm like, oh, okay. But I think your point was really good. It depends on the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't like him in Place Beyond the Pines. I thought he
The
was acting
Son?
too much, yeah.
So good.
I was just like, what are you doing?
He
More
acted too
Gosling.
much?
He was like, you know when people act too much?
I just go crazy thinking about you.
Well, you just need to relax.
I
No
don't like
way.
So you want to look at his abs more than his acting?
Exactly.
He's so hot.
First of all, dear actors, what the hell else are you doing all day?
Exactly.
Like, what else do you have to do besides work out?
And they usually have a trainer. Remember, we had Eric Lasiste on. He's like, yeah, we have to train like all day with them. They monitor their meals. It's crazy.
It's kind of sad how the industry has turned into that as opposed to go to acting class, study improv, like practice memorizing and monologues during the day.
You still have to be able to do that.
But not really.
And there used to be a difference between like action hero film actors and then the serious actors. And brought up in this article, Michael B. Jordan from The Wire and from Fruitvale Station, they brought up his quote where he said he never thought that he had to worry about that, you know, but now that he's in the new X-Men, he realized that he has to, and that's part of the industry. But it kind of sucks that it's like, it affects their career, don't you think? If they're not in good shape, will it affect their career?
And it's just not fair because you had, like this article states, you had like Sean Connery or like James Bond was not the most in shape guy back then, but now you have Daniel Craig who's jacked.
Yes.
But it's like, does that even make a difference when you're watching something like that? I
And
don't
I
think
prefer
so.
Sean Connery over Daniel Craig. That's what's crazy.
Hollywood these days, a lot of the movies are just eye candy in general. The acting and the writing is terrible. So what they're relying on is people and like a special effects looking good.
I still think that the ability to act and be ripped is out there. Like Ryan Gosling is a great example. Like that dude's
good.
super ripped.
Remember
it's
when he
kind of
took his
weird.
shirt off
Brad
with the Emma
Pitt,
Stone
super ripped, kind of weird. But I
scene?
really like watching them act. Like
Yeah.
they have styles. It's not just you know, man meat.
In the comment section, there were women saying, haha, now men know what it's like
That's
to be
exactly
objectified.
right.
But, and I don't wish it on anybody.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's
I think that's
fair.
bullshit.
Such
That's so
bullshit.
Yeah, no,
I hate
you're
when
right.
articles do that.
That was a good point, Bree.
The best roles aren't necessarily the leading roles.
True.
And the best characters that we enjoy the most, like, you know, I watched Wolf of Wall Street, which was a pretty crappy
Dude,
movie.
Matthew McConaughey's scene stole the movie.
Well, yeah, Matthew McConaughey, who at the
God.
time has lost
That's
weight for
amazing.
Dallas Buyers
Yeah.
Club and is kind of scrawny. We didn't need to see any of that. And then on the other hand, you have, you know, Jonah Hill, who's great the
So
whole
good.
movie long.
Yeah.
And so that guy, Jonah Hill, has been nominated for supporting actor roles. He probably, and he'll get the leading man roles in comedies because he's that talented,
Right.
like 22 Jump Street. It's just, there's a different place for every kind of
But
actor.
there's less Jonah Hill. There's less opportunities for a Jonah Hill. It's harder for them to come up because of such superficial rules, unspoken rules that apply to Hollywood, and that
Yeah.
sucks. I agree with
I
you.
think they're absolutely spoken, but I think that when
Yeah,
I'm looking
I think they are
for-
now. I think they are now.
I think they've
Yeah.
always been spoken.
No, it's
What do you-
always been believe me, it's been always swept under the rug. Not as of late, but I know when I first moved here to Hollywood, it was almost like you didn't want to talk about those things. At least with me, I would meet certain people and they would act like that there's equal opportunity when we all knew that there wasn't. Now it's a little bit more blatant and people are more outspoken about it, in my opinion.
But still, within the context of the time, you had to conform to that superficial appearance thing.
Yeah, no, I believe me, superficiality's always been there. I agree.
That's just changed and requires more time in the gym now.
All right, so what do you guys think about this article in Men's Journal? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and also check us out on Hulu. We'll see you all next time on Pop Sugar.